Hey there my fellow actors, if you've been in the industry for a minute, then you know that self-tapes are your best friend. Or your worst enemy depending on how you feel about recording yourself 100 times before eventually picking the tape that you want to send through. But don't you worry, I'm here to help you nail your next self-tape audition. And ultimately, get that call back that you want. So without wasting any time, let's dive into it. Number 1, the setup. So first things first, you want to set up the space for the best recording possible. The key here is to keep things simple. Remember, you don't need to shoot a whole Steven Spielberg or James Cameron film in your living room. But what you do need to make sure is that you are visible and it's well lit. So what you want to do is you want to pick a space that you are going to film and you want to keep it clean. You want to clean up all the clutter in the background. You want to make sure that you are recording against something that is plain. So either a plain colored sheet or a plain wall. So the idea here is that you don't want the casting director to have any distractions. You want them to only be looking at you when you are sending in your self-tape. When they watch the tape, you don't want them seeing a statue in the background. You don't want them seeing little papers on the floor. All you want them to see is you and your acting. And for this, lighting is so crucial. When it comes to self-tapes, natural lighting is your best friend. But if you are starting out, you can use a simple ring light. Now trust me, when you're looking at a self-tape, nothing says unprofessional more than bad lighting. You don't need to use a camera. If you have one, perfect. If you don't, then just use your phone. Now, if you are going to be using your phone, then you want to make sure that you are recording your audition in landscape. That means like this. That's portrait, what you see a lot of the time when people are recording TikToks or Instagram reels. You want to film yours like this, because this is the standard for films. You're gonna need to get it nice and close. You're gonna film it at a medium close-up, which is basically what you're looking at right now. So you get a wide, which shows off your entire body. You get a medium close-up where it's cut off at the chest, but it's still mainly showing off your face, and then you get a super close-up where it's just showing your face. The beauty of having a medium close-up is that the casting director can see all the emotion that they need to, along with some of your movement. And also remember, when you're doing the audition, you're not looking straight at the camera like this, unless it is stated in the brief. Most of the time, you're going to be looking just off camera. You're going to be looking around about here or over there. So you need to pick your sides. If you're speaking to 2 actors, you're going to be looking over here, and then you're going to be looking over there. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope that this is all starting to make sense now. And then we are getting over to number 2, which is audio is key. So now, you looking good on camera, you can see everything that you need to. Now it's time to make sure that they can hear you. If your audio is messed up, then what's the point of making you look as awesome as possible so that you can get that part if they can't hear what you are saying? So make sure that where you are recording and when you are recording, it is when things are as quiet as possible. Just like you don't want any sounds in the background to distract you when you're acting, the casting director does not want any unnecessary sounds in the background when they want to focus on you acting. Think of it like this. Anything that has to do with the lighting being bad, the audio being bad, those are just things that's going to ruin your chances of booking this role. Because it's pretty likely that the casting director is going to be watching it, they're going to get a little bit irritated, and then they're just going to put it off and go on to the next one. So your lighting and sound is key. So if you are using a camera, try to use an external microphone. If you are using your phone, you can also use a microphone, or if not, you're just gonna have to make sure that you are close enough to your phone that when you are speaking, it can clearly pick up everything that you are saying. So I know this is one that we did speak about already, but I just want to make sure that we have this completely in our heads. Framing. So like I said before, it is a medium close-up that you are going to be doing. The idea behind this is so that you are close enough so that the casting director can see everything that is going on in your face, because that is the most important part of the scene. They want to see your reactions, they want to see your emotion, they want to see your line delivery, they want to see everything that is happening on your face. But you are also giving yourself more room so that you can also move around, because if it's an extreme close-up, your face kind of just has to stay there. But if it's up here, there's a whole lot that you can do. And also remember, you can play around with it. So if that is the frame that you are going to be filming, you are more than welcome to walk into the scene as long as you are playing around with this space. And then we are getting over to number 4, which is wardrobe and makeup. Now this is so important. You don't need to go full costume here. You just want to do something simple that basically suggests to the casting director that you kind of look the part. So for example, if you are playing a doctor, you don't need to get the entire outfit with the stethoscope, but simply putting on some reading glasses, making yourself look neat, and maybe putting on a white jacket will kind of give the look of a doctor. If you're playing a lawyer, try and put on a suit. If you're playing a gym goer, try and put on some active wear. Just play around with it, but just like the wardrobe is going to help you in your acting, it's also going to help the cast director make a choice. Please guys, don't be like me. When I started out, I used to think, okay, I want to give them a blank slate so that they know what they're working with. I would always wear a black t-shirt, a black pants, and that was me thinking that I'm being as neutral as possible, so I'm basically giving them a clear canvas for them to work with. And I mean, I don't think that helped me out at all. And then if you are going to be going down the makeup route, also make sure that your makeup has to be stuff that is minimal unless you are trying to fully look like this character. But the idea is you don't want anything that is too distracting from your acting. Then we are getting over to number 5, which is get yourself a reader. Now this part is super important because most of the auditions that you are going to get involves 2 characters. So for those who don't know, a reader is someone who will be off camera while you are doing your audition, and they are basically going to be going over the lines with you. This is someone that you can act along with that will basically just help you get through this audition. Most importantly, it's someone that you can work off, someone that you can feed off and really feel as though you are in the scene. And now, it's time for the performance. Here's the part where you get to have some fun. Now, I'm assuming that you've done all your research, you know exactly what you are going to do with this character, you know exactly what choices you are going to make, and now it's time to act and make an impression on the casting director. Remember, even though you don't have the luxury of being in the studio with the casting director, I want you to still treat this as if you were in the studio. So by that I mean give it everything that you got. But at the same time, keep it natural, because remember, overacting is a big no-no. And remember this, the camera picks up the slightest movements. So any slight twitch, any slight movement, any slight reaction, any slight thing that you do as an actor that you may or may not have known about, the camera is going to pick it up. Be mindful of your body language. Be mindful of what you are doing on camera. It's not about the big, over-exaggerated moments. It's about being present in the moment. And now, everything is recorded. So now it's time to label it and send it off. So once you've finished your self-tape, it's time for you to edit it. Keep it simple. Remember, just cut out the beginning till right after you said action, and then cut out the ending when you are walking over to the camera to press stop. Please, when it comes to editing your tape, don't add any effects in, don't add any music in, don't add any cool little transitions or anything like that. Please keep it simple. And then also, before you send off your tape, please remember to label it. No one wants to receive a self-tape that says MOV and some numbers. This is all about being professional, so you want to label it professionally. Now usually they will tell you these things in the initial brief, how they would like you to label it, but if they didn't, then please just follow this. So you start off with the character's name, then you underscore and you put your full name after that, then you underscore again and you put your agent's name, and then you underscore one more time and you put scene 1 or slate or scene 2 or scene 3, and you get the picture. And also remember that once you are done with that, please do check it over one last time. Go over the guidelines that were sent in the brief and just make sure that you followed everything before you send it through. So that, guys, was a simple guide to the perfect self-tape. So just to go over everything that we said already, make sure that you are looking good, make sure that you are sounding good, and make sure that you are delivering a performance that is in the moment. And hey, if it doesn't go well, remember, the beauty of self-tapes is that you have the opportunity to record it again. And if it doesn't go well that time, you have the opportunity to go again. So please, guys, if you learned something, then like this video and also subscribe to the channel for more acting content like this. And if you have any acting questions, then please drop all of those questions down in the comments and we will answer them in upcoming videos. And also, guys, since you guys are down there, if you have a funny self-tape story, then let us know in the comments. Good luck with your next self-tape audition, guys. I cannot wait to see you on set in the near future.